Right, so this is the video on useState. In this one, we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into useState, at the API docs that Facebook have up, and try and use it, see what each feature of it, see how it changes the way we do stuff with state now. Cool, let's get on. Right, so a quick look at the docs here. useState. You can see in the initial line, the way you use it is you just use state, you pass in an initial state, and what you get back is an array with two items. First one is the actual state, the object, or whatever value it is. It could be just a single value. And you get a function that allows you to set that state. Pretty simple. Looks good, nice, clean. It gives you function updates. That's pretty simple. So, you can see in this counter example, they've just done this. Now let's do this ourselves. Let's have a look. So this is just a create React app install, and by default you get this app class here. First thing we can do with this is change it into a function. So let's do that. I'm going to show off my snippets right now. Okay, so yeah, we've got that. What we want to do first for this is actually import the new one. So where's it gone? useState there. Okay, we'll do that one. So go straight in. Let's do similar. Let's do something different. Let's do an input. It's useful for forms. We can say input value, and we'll just call it set input value. And yeah, so you just simply use state and you pass an initial state. So now we can set an initial state for this. Can be just an empty string for this case, or say we'll just put a string called initial state just so you can see it. Right, so we just need an input for that. I think the minimal that's required is just this. So we got set input value, and that will be e.value. Whoa, cool. And the value you want it to be set, so we're creating a controlled component here, controlled form input value. Cool, so we've got that, and we just want to run this. Yeah, so with create React app, we just want to start the server so we can see this going on. Cool, that will load hopefully. There we go, so initial state, there it is. I'll have to make this a bit bigger, but should be able to delete that and type in anything. Great stuff. What we'll do here as well, just to show that it renders each time, we can just log it in the console, input value, so you guys can see that it's actually coming from here. So yeah, initial state, that's what it started off as. And you can't really see that. Let me just add some CSS to this. All right, yeah, so you guys can see here that it's working. Great, so yeah, that is useState in its most simplest form, is literally just that. So you can see that we eliminated a class and used state without using classes basically, which is pretty good, okay, so let's go back to the docs for a second. We can see that's working nicely. Okay, so if you want to use the previous state for whatever reason, so if we have a complex object, and so what I'll do, we'll start to implement another input. Yeah, let's give them names. What I'm going to do is basically store both these inputs in an object that we're going to put in state, and that way I can demonstrate how you can update state in the traditional sense when you just have an object for all the stateful values. Okay, so we'll call it set form value, even though there's no form here. Form values, and our initial state now is going to be something like this. Okay, so let's log that out. And what we want to do here is form values dot import 2 and set form values. So what happens here is you can, instead of just passing in the new state value, you can have a function. You can pass in a function where you get the previous state, and then you can merge two objects like you normally do. So what we want to do here is previous state. This becomes a function, and in that function we just want to return an object that destructs the previous state. And I'll just copy that for other input. And the difference is that's import 2. Okay, so because it's an async, it's happening in a callback, might have to just do this. Okay, so because I'm using a synthetic event, you need to store the value in a const, so the callback's called later. Anyway, so yeah, we just changed the onChange to this. And as you can see, then we're storing now a complex object in state the traditional way with these inputs. So yeah, that's using previous state to merge into the new state, which is kind of useful. Cool, so let's have a look. The last thing on useState is there's a lazy initial state. So you can have a function to compute your initial state if it is some expensive computation. It's only done in the initial render, so if it's something that you want to set up at the beginning, so let's use that. So we can put a function in here in the initial state, and instead of returning just the object directly, what we'll do, let's do a classic for loop. I've got to remember this now. Equal, we'll do like 1000 classic for loop. Let's do 10,000, fuck it. And what we want to do in here, we'll just start from 0, and in each one here we're just going to do value plus plus. Cool. And what we're going to do here, we'll just add value to this one. Okay, so that's a lazy initial state. Let's have a look how that comes up. So yeah, you won't be able to tell the difference, but yeah, that's doing a massive for loop, and it allows you to do any heavy computation. You might want to, call something here. I don't know, possibly an async function. Don't know if that will be possible. But yeah, if you need to calculate the initial state based on some props, for instance, this can let you do it. So yeah, I could have done this instead, had a prop come in and then compute it by that. But yeah, that's useState in a nutshell. Yeah, I hope that one helped. The next one will be on useEffect. So I hope these videos have been helping you. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment at the bottom. I will have links to all the code in the description. If you like the videos, give me a like. If you don't like it, then give it a down, whatever, it's fine. And make sure that you subscribe. Cheers.